Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jordan Rard Coupe. You are watching Sporty Jordy. And for the people that have been here for a while, you're probably super confused because I'm always in a different location. My house is not set up in the best way for me to consistently have like one perfect place to film. It like depends on the day what is going to work. Today we're in my sister's room. I got permission from her to record in here, so all of that is good, but she did ask me to give her room a shout out. So this is it. And if you like it, you should know that I designed it. There's more to Jordy than just sporty. Jordy is also an interior designer, apparently. All right, I'm never talking about myself in third person ever again. Let's get into some wildcard weekend talk, shall we? If you are new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button to keep up with all of my NFL content, and also find me on all social medias at The Sporty Jordy. All right, so I figured the best way to go about recapping these wildcard weekend games would be for me to rank them. There was technically only one upset, which we'll get to, but I didn't even think that game was an upset. I expected that exact outcome. All the favorites won. It was blowout after blowout. I was just sitting there and I was like, come on, give me something good. I just genuinely wasn't that impressed. I found myself being bored a lot of the time. But on the bright side, the divisional round games are going to be phenomenal. So at least they set us up well for that. We will be doing a full divisional round breakdown at the end of this video as well, so make sure to stick around for that. All right, let's rate these wildcard weekend games. I think we can all guess from my prior videos where I'm going to start. Number 6, my least favorite game from wildcard weekend was obviously the Eagles versus the Buccaneers. Come on. Did I convince myself all week that the Eagles were going to upset Tom Brady and the Super Bowl reigning champion Buccaneers? Of course I did. However, the rational side of my brain did understand that this was unlikely. But if you watched my last video, I made it very clear all week long that I thought this game was going to be very close, and no rational part of me at all convinced myself that this could be a blowout, which it just absolutely was. The Eagles could do nothing. I am beyond grateful that we got some points on the board, so it didn't look as bad as it was, but it was god awful. I was sitting there like, let's not even play the fourth quarter. Like, I just want this to end. And I'm not even necessarily sad that we lost and our season was over. I was honestly just grateful to be in the playoffs since everyone had such low expectations for us going into this season. I think it shows that we're doing something right. And I think it's so funny. Everybody on social media is like, the Eagles don't deserve to be in the playoffs. You don't think I know that? No, we didn't quote unquote deserve to be there, but we did what we had to do to earn a spot to get in. But overall, I just wish we played better, even if it was still a loss. That way, this season could just go out on somewhat of a brighter note. Like, yeah, we made it to the playoffs and lost, but at least we gave it our all. No, we looked like actual hot garbage out there. I'm already seeing all the talk. Jalen Hurts isn't meant to be the quarterback long term. It's just very frustrating, and now I'm very nervous heading into this offseason when a week prior, I thought we were in a very good position. In this offseason, I'll do a full breakdown on what I think of Jalen Hurts, what I think of Nick Sirianni, our team as a whole, how we should go about going into this draft, but I don't want to spend too much time on the Eagles because there are a lot of other games to get into, and credit to Bucs fans. I was sitting there like, wow, the Bucs are super injured. Maybe we have a chance. No, we did not stand a chance that morning, but it was utterly horrific for me to watch. Speaking of utterly horrific, number 5, the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Los Angeles Rams. And I don't even think they deserve for me to say that they were taking on the Los Angeles Rams because they just didn't show up at all. This game was a Rams free-for-all. They could just do whatever they wanted and then walk their way as slow as possible into the divisional round because they had absolutely nothing to worry about because the Cardinals could do nothing on defense, nothing on offense. I thought this game was going to be the game of the weekend, and I am utterly disappointed. I need to stop using the word utterly. I do that. I always do that in my videos. I say a word once in the beginning, and then I use it over and over again, and I need to break that habit. Where's thesaurus.com when you need it? It was just bad. It was so bad, and what's so frustrating is the Arizona Cardinals started off this like they were 7-0, including an impressive win against the Rams in LA. So like we know what this team is capable of. And yes, they had injuries throughout the season. They're still without DeAndre Hopkins. I completely get that. But do we remember when they were still winning games without Kyler and without D-Hop? Even week 18, they could have taken the NFC West and been division leaders and made it a little bit easier on themselves. But no, they couldn't beat the Seattle Seahawks, who could do next to nothing all season. When I was picking this game because I had to make a choice, I picked the Cardinals just because I wanted them to win. But when I was actually looking at it, I was like, either team can easily win. It's a coin toss. Like, I thought this was going to be a back and forth shootout that just came down to the very end. And that was just so not the case. This game was over at the half. I didn't have to watch the second half, but I kept trying to convince myself, like, maybe they can do something, but they couldn't. They could do nothing. It was embarrassing. That is the best way to put it. It was an embarrassing loss for the Cardinals, but shout out to the frickin' Rams. Earlier on this season, I was like, Matthew Stafford for MVP, Rams to the Super Bowl, easy. But then Matthew Stafford got a little shaky with the turnovers, and it just seemed like this team was lacking a cohesiveness. I didn't feel a sense of camaraderie. I sensed a lot of star power, and everyone wanted to be the guy, but they weren't focused as much on a team win, if that makes sense. But yesterday, literally everyone stepped up, everyone showed out. I'm impressed, and I bet the Buccaneers are sitting at home like, this is interesting. The Rams have already beaten the Buccaneers once this season, but we'll get into those matchups later. I am 23 years old and I get backaches like I'm 80. Now, coming in at number 4, we have the Steelers versus the Chiefs. And I'm going to be honest, the first 2 games, did I rank with my heart? Yes. But even so, if you could have cared less who was playing in those games, they were just terrible to watch. So it isn't necessarily that biased. Steelers versus Chiefs was straight up just a boring game. I'm actually trying to think of another way to explain this game. There really isn't. It was just boring. The Chiefs looked like the Chiefs, who were phenomenal. The Steelers looked like the Steelers, who were average and just couldn't keep up with the Chiefs. I was secretly hoping that the Steelers would pull something out of a bag of tricks in order to cover or make this much closer than it was. But it's Patrick Mahomes in the postseason, so I really don't know what I was expecting. Yeah, there isn't that much to say about this one. Wildcard weekend as a whole, super underwhelming. For example, now let's talk about the Bills and the Patriots. Like, what the frick was that? I thought Bills, Patriots, and Cardinals, Rams were going to be some of the best games of this entire season. Divisional playoff games. I was like, oh my God, sign me up, get the popcorn. No, the Rams and the Bills just chose slaughter. I personally find it impossible for a person to wake up in the morning and be like, oh my God, I hate the Buffalo Bills. You just can't do it. They are such a lovable team. They are so pure. They're very talented. I actually want to meet someone that is actively like, yeah, I hate the Buffalo Bills, because I just want to know why. I think they are absolutely fantastic. And on one hand, yes, I didn't enjoy this game because I wanted it to be a game. But on the other hand, it was kind of nice to see the Bills looking like the Bills again. Their lack of a run game coming into this postseason had me very, very nervous for them, and I didn't know what they were going to be able to make of it. But oh my God, 1, Josh Allen is a beast himself, but 2, Devin Singletary actually woke up. Now, on the other side of this, for the Patriots, I really, really, really thought the Patriots were going to cover 4.5. I also thought this game was going to be very low scoring. I got everything about this game wrong. Other than the fact that I had the Bills moving on to the divisional round, everything else, so incorrect. You guys have heard me say it so many times on here. I was so not sold on Mac Jones coming into the season, but he completely won me over this year, and he played so mature for being a rookie. But in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, this is a rookie quarterback coming into the postseason. How is he going to adjust? This is a whole different beast than the NFL regular season. But then I was like, oh my God, Bill Belichick is his coach. Who cares? Like I said, I also thought this game was going to be super low scoring. So I thought it was going to be a look back to the first time the Patriots and Bills played each other, where the Patriots, I think Mac Jones threw all of 3 times and they just ran the ball into the ground. And I was like, yeah, if they do that, even if they don't win, I thought they were going to cover, and I thought they were going to keep it very close. Again, like Cardinals Rams, I thought this game was a coin toss. I was leaning with Bills winning, Patriots covering. But if Patriots won, I wouldn't have been shocked. Did we get anything close to that? No, we didn't, because the Patriots offense could just do absolutely nothing. Are we seeing a trend? Are we noticing why I keep claiming wildcard weekend was so boring? Because it was. Because it was just blowout after blowout after blowout. However, there were still 2 decently good games this weekend, thank God. Coming in at number 2 on my list, Bengals versus Raiders. The only reason this isn't number 1 is because I fully expected the Bengals to win that game. So I was like, yeah, great. Do we want to talk about Whistlegate? I feel like I should save that. I fully understand Raiders being pissed with some of the missed calls in this game, because there were a couple major ones. There was one I saw, it was Jamar Chase, completely blatant OPI that just did not get called. And even though I wanted the Bengals to win and I was rooting for them, I was still super pissed with some of the calls. Like, you can't just let teams get away with that. It's frustrating. None of the refs from that game were allowed to touch another playoff game this weekend, which I think is absolutely fair. And no, I'm not getting into my thoughts on Whistlegate yet. But overall, this was a very exciting, very fun game to watch. Joe Burrow looked absolutely incredible. The Raiders made it exciting at the very end with the chance to tie. So yes, out of the games we were given this weekend, this one was a good one. The other one that was a good one, coming in at number 1 on my list for biased and unbiased reasons, is the San Francisco 49ers beating the Dallas Cowboys. In my unbiased opinion, this was the only upset of the entire weekend, so that made it a little bit more exciting in and of itself. But I also had some really good vibes about the 49ers headed into this game, so I was really glad that they proved me right there. We'll talk more about them moving forward in just a minute, because they all basically died to win this game. But then in my completely biased opinion, how fun was it to watch the Cowboys get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round? And the way it went down was just, it was so poetic. They just played dumb throughout this entire game. And Cowboys fans can blame the refs as much as they want. This was not the refs' fault. They made dumb mistakes throughout the game, which is why they were down to begin with. And then when they had the chance to either come back and tie it, or if they decided to go for the 2-point conversion and try and win it, it's a question we'll never know. But whatever they decided to do in that moment, they had the opportunity to go for that and just went about it so freaking bad. I would love to know who thought it was a good idea for Dak to run up the middle of the field when they did not have a timeout to use. And yes, this game made almost all of the pain from my Eagles loss go away. So that was great. I don't know how to make it clear to people. Everyone's like, you should be afraid of the Cowboys, and you only say all this because you're an Eagles fan and you have to hate the Cowboys. No, the Cowboys are frauds. The Cowboys are frauds. They are literally frauds. There's no other way to put it. They could have been a Super Bowl team this year. And I refuse to believe that, but now we can openly talk about it. They played fantastic this season. They obviously had moments throughout where you were like, what's going on here? And I was, of course, sitting back like, it's the Cowboys. They're frauds. No one wanted to believe me. But yeah, hands down, even minus the fact that this was a Cowboys loss, this was the best game of the entire weekend. The Bengals-Raiders game, it also got your heart racing like this one at the end, but I expected the Bengals to win. And like I said, this was the only upset. I also expected the 49ers to win, but overall, great game. Why do you hate me? So there you have it. And to sum all of that up, wildcard weekend was boring. But now moving into the divisional round, thank God the divisional round should make up for everything that wildcard weekend lacked. These matchups are phenomenal. We have 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. The Bengals versus the Titans on Saturday at 4:30. 49ers versus Packers Saturday at 8:15. Bucks versus Rams Sunday at 3. And then Chiefs versus Bills Sunday at 6:30. Oh my God. Now these games I am very excited for. I don't know if that's fair of me to say though, because I was very excited for these wildcard weekend games. They were all blowouts. And no one wants to see that. Let me get the lines pulled up for this weekend, though. Okay. I'll do what I did in my last video, and I'll just go in the order that the games are being played. So first, we have Bengals versus Titans. The Titans are currently 3.5-point favorites. The obvious elephant in the room in this game is, will Derrick Henry be playing or not? The talk of the town is that Derrick Henry will be playing. He practiced earlier this week. There seem to be no issues there. He's still on the injured reserve, but it's expected that he's activated this week and then able to play against the Bengals on Saturday. This obviously changes things for the Titans drastically. And let me make it clear, there are a few NFL teams that I hate betting more than the Tennessee Titans. They drive me absolutely nuts. I can never figure them out. I can't do it. The Tennessee Titans and the Minnesota Vikings are my Achilles heels. They frustrate me to no end. Now, there is a lot to consider going into this game because for the Titans, you can make one of two arguments. You can make one, they're getting Derrick Henry back. Honestly, you can make one of three arguments. One, they're getting Derrick Henry back. He's going to come out and be an absolute beast because he's Derrick Henry and we all love him endlessly. And he is just absolutely a superhuman. So he's going to come out in this game, quite literally run all over the Bengals and help get the Tennessee Titans a win. Number two, something happens. For some reason, Derrick Henry suddenly isn't ready to go. He's unavailable in this game. The Tennessee Titans got to being the 1 seed. They found a way to win games even without him. So the Titans still could be in very great shape. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's actually 4 options. All right, but number 3, Derrick Henry is available and he plays. And whether or not he plays good or bad, the Titans just can't figure it out and they fall to the Bengals. And then lastly, God forbid Derrick Henry isn't available, and again, the Titans just crumble without him and can't beat the Bengals. Oh my God, the Titans drive me crazy. On the Bengals side, I think it's much easier to figure them out. It's either 1, Derrick Henry's playing, 2, he isn't. Either way, you have to be the powerhouse offense that you've been for the second half of this season. They came out hot. They had their weird 4-week little blip where no one knew what was going on. They figured it out since. Everything's been fine. Whether Derrick Henry is playing or not, they need to look like that Bengals offense. But if Derrick Henry is playing, slow him down. If he isn't playing, I think they're just going to battle it out and the best team is going to win. I fully believe that the Bengals can win this game. The momentum here is with the Bengals, and the Titans have had a lot of time off, and I know in some circumstances that can be super beneficial. I don't know if it's really going to benefit the Titans. With that being said, though, I want to take Bengals money line, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with the Bengals with the points. So Cincinnati plus 3.5 in the divisional round this weekend. Game number 2 on Saturday. We have the 49ers versus the Packers. And like I said, we have a lot to talk about with the 49ers because they basically gave up their lives to beat the Cowboys. If the 49ers were 100% healthy, I think they could have put up a fight against the Packers. I don't think they would have been able to beat them anyway. Now they're dealing with a lot of injuries as well. I've been saying it before the season even started. This is the year for the Packers to get to the Super Bowl. This is the year for the Packers to win the Super Bowl. My camera battery died and I had to go get my backup. What else is new? But going back to our conversation about the 49ers, the good news is it seems like Kyle Shanahan did a press conference on Monday and he came out to talk about the injuries. It seems like Fred Warner and Nick Bosa would both be available, but Jimmy Garoppolo is now dealing with a shoulder sprain. Jordan Willis has a high ankle sprain. It's just kind of a hot mess. And like I said, even if this team was 100% healthy, I don't know if they can keep up with the Packers. And I don't want that to take away from how great the 49ers have been playing. And I think they made something out of the season when it could have easily been nothing. Jimmy Garoppolo has 100% raised his value, whether that is to stay in San Francisco or to be traded to another team. Damn, yeah, everything I'm reading says Nick Bosa is still in concussion protocol, but is expected to play. Same situation with Warner. Jimmy Garoppolo got his shoulder sprain in the second quarter, played through the pain, but he's expected to practice and be 100% fine for Saturday's game. That is fantastic at all, and I'm very happy for them. However, Packers money line is a gold mine. I think I even like the looks of Packers minus 5.5. I don't think this is going to be a 20-30 point blowout kind of game. I do think the 49ers, if everyone's back, if everyone's healthy enough to play, I do think they can keep this within 10 or 7 points. But minus 5.5 does feel really good to me. Wow, I actually didn't realize how much I missed the Packers this weekend. I missed my king, Aaron Rodgers. And now that my Eagles are out of the playoffs, I can wear my Aaron Rodgers jersey. Sunday at 3 o'clock, we have a rematch game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams. And the first time these two went head-to-head, the Rams came out on top. Oh my God, is my voice starting to go? Please, no. After their performance Monday night, I'm kind of vibing with the Rams in this game, but I can't tell if that's because I'm actually impressed by how they played or if I just really, really, really don't want to see the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl again. The Bucs did lose their starting right tackle in the game against the Eagles. They're obviously still not going to have Chris Godwin. I'm expecting Leonard Fournette to play in this one. He practiced the week leading up to the Eagles game, but then just wasn't ready for Sunday's game. I don't know. Everything in me is saying Rams right now, and I think that's fair. The Rams are a healthy team. The Bucs are not, but the Bucs have Tom Brady. This is very tough. The spread has the Bucs at 3-point favorites. I think I'm going to go Rams money line plus 130. If the Rams do what they did against the Cardinals in Monday night, they win this game easily, like on a golden platter. This honestly isn't me picking with my heart. I usually admit when I do that. This isn't one of those situations. I just think the Rams appear to be the better team right now. And they already got the best of the Bucs once this season, so hopefully they can do it again. I don't mind being proven wrong. I was a little hesitant about the Rams. They came out and showed me that I shouldn't be. So yeah, now I'm taking them. And lastly, oh my God, it's the game of all games. The rematch of the AFC Championship from last year, Chiefs versus Bills at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock? 6:30 on Sunday. Please don't be a blowout. Please be an incredible, incredible game. I will do anything. I will sell my left arm, and I'm left-handed, so that's saying a lot, for this game to actually be iconic. I need it. I need it so bad, especially because even last season when we saw these two teams go head-to-head and everybody thought it was going to be this incredible game, the Bills kind of didn't show up. Josh Allen did not play his best game. The Chiefs easily got the best of them. And another reason why I'm so excited for this game is because I'm very impartial to who wins. So please just give me some good football. I am begging. It's honestly kind of unfortunate the way the bracket worked out that this actually can't be the AFC Championship game, round 2. But either way, at the end of the day, the best team is going to move on. And who is that going to be? So the Bills are 2-point underdogs. Oh my God, I think I would have easily said Chiefs if I didn't see Devin Singletary step up in the way that he did. Because I think the Bills, even if it's not a top tier run game, I think the Bills with any sort of run game makes them a complete team on both sides of the ball. But the Chiefs defense has also really stepped up this season. Oh my God. I think the best bet here is the over. Don't make me pick a team. I do this to myself. I literally I could make my videos whatever I want them to be. I force myself into these situations, and now I'm here with severe anxiety. I'm going to go Bills plus 2. I don't really know why. I mean, I do know why. They showed us how good they are. But they're going up against the frickin' Chiefs. I like Bills plus 2. Let's just make this a 1-point game, and whoever wins, I'll be happy. That would literally be best case scenario. I feel like you can argue you don't get rich betting against the Chiefs. This is the only pick I don't feel 100% right about. But I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with Bills plus 2. Okay. That was honestly a little bit tougher than I thought it was going to be. But yes, my divisional round picks: Bengals plus 3.5, Packers minus 5.5, Rams money line, and the Bills plus 2. I'm here for it. Let me know your thoughts headed into the divisional round in my comments down below. If you haven't already, make sure to find me on all social medias at TheSportyJordy. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And let's just frickin' pray that there's not a single blowout in the divisional round. I'm done. I don't want to see another one until the Eagles come out and play next season. Boom. I know this is kind of pathetic, but I miss them already. Bye.